chances are very likely that someone you know right now is going through treatment for many kinds of cancers. But let's talk about breast cancer. As of 2020, breast cancer is the #1 most diagnosed cancer, according to the National Cancer Institute. So let's talk about local programs for early detection. Diane Koster oversees screenings at Genesis and also lost her young daughter to the aggressive inflammatory breast cancer, which is so rare still, Diane.
Yeah.
What are the rates
About
on that?
3% of all breast cancers are inflammatory breast cancer.
And tomorrow would have been Miss Lindsay's 35th birthday.
Yes.
She was such a sweet young thing when she passed. She fought hard.
It
was a tough battle, wasn't it?
It was.
Have you heard of many cases since hers of inflammatory breast cancer?
We've set up a fund to help other women who have been diagnosed with IBC, and I've not had anybody approach us here locally. Even though I work at Genesis Cancer Center, I'm not seeing that in the last 3 years since I've been there.
Is that right? Okay.
But there are cases around the U.S., yes.
I think many of us know younger women who are being diagnosed now. Women who are diagnosed before they're of age to get a mammogram. What are we still saying is the good age to start mammograms?
Well, the radiology groups and the physician groups are still saying age 40 to start, unless you have a family history or are having any symptoms.
Well, you heard that Katie Couric has just announced her diagnosis, and she admits that she was late on getting her mammogram. She was behind by, I think she said,
a few months, 6 months, just to a year, something.
Now, I know a lot of people did wait during the pandemic to go and get their screenings. Do you think, is that back up to full force, everyone getting their screenings?
I believe it is, and unfortunately because of that, they were expecting a great increase in late stage diagnosis.
Oh, okay.
Because many of those breast cancers, if they're found early, you may not have any symptoms.
Right, and you might not be able to feel a lump, which often is usually a hard lump. That doesn't move. I know there are different kinds of, we're not trying to diagnose anything here, but if you do feel something, you have to go immediately.
Or see something.
Yes.
Keeping an eye on changes is very important, because with inflammatory breast cancer, it doesn't have a lump.
There's not a lump, but there's a change to the breast tissue and the way it visually looks, or not?
Yes. The cancer cells are blocking the lymph vessels in the breast. So it's going to look like an injury or a infection, more than likely. Warm to the touch, maybe some swelling. Those are the pretty typical first symptoms you'll see with inflammatory.
Well, when you think of something that's inflamed, that's how it would look.
Exactly.
It would look reddened or swollen.
Yes.
We're going to put up some information about these programs, the voucher program and this early detection program, which has been around a while.
Yes.
But these are programs, this first one especially, if you're up to as young as 21 years old, you can get in on this. So let's look at that, you guys, so I can show you what we're talking about here. This is a graphic that we prepared for you. And so Gather for the Cure is coming up. We're going to talk about that as well. But the screening for cervical and breast cancer for younger women is ages 21 to
64.
To 64. What does that entail, Diane?
Yes, our program, if you qualify income-wise, whether or not you have insurance, you could potentially have your mammogram, your annual physical covered by the program.
Got it. Okay. So it's called Care for Yourself.
In Iowa, yes.
Okay.
There's another one in Illinois. It's just the breast and cervical cancer early detection program. Okay. In Iowa, we call it Care for Yourself.
It's the same thing.
Yes.
So, in other words, at age 21, if you have a family history or something, you can get in on that. And then the voucher program, which doesn't cost anything for the breast imaging for those who can't afford it or don't have insurance.
No, we use the same screening guidelines to qualify a woman to get a free mammogram, and they could have an order from their doctor, they could have felt something, but yes, if they meet the income guidelines, then we can enroll them and get them a free mammogram. Okay,
so Gather for the Cure is coming up, and it's going to be a neat location this year. What will happen during this day?
Yes, that's this Saturday, and it's an opportunity for breast cancer survivors to come together. That's something that they've told us that they've really missed, that camaraderie. There's going to be a lot of food available, vendors, music, and then we're doing a short 1-mile walk towards the end, just up the road in the park and back, and celebrating all of those we've lost and those that are still with us fighting hard by blowing bubbles at the end of the event.
Okay. Well, I did want to show your book too, because there you are with Lindsay's sign. Lindsay's Legacy, Mother's Memories. You wrote this how long ago, Diane? I'm trying to remember.
It was published right when COVID hit, so it's been out for about 2.5 years.
So it's just a sweet, touching book and informative as well.
Yes.
And I know that you wanted that to be part of Lindsay's legacy, right?
Absolutely.
So this is available. Where can we pick up your book?
Well,
these
it's
days,
on
Diane?
Amazon, and then I have lots of copies. If anybody wants to just ask me for one.
Let's show this sweet little thing. This is kind of an ornament variety. This is the fight like a girl. Fight like a girl.
Yep.
See, it's a little boxing glove. This is Isabel Bloom with the pink ribbon. And where can we get this one?
Well, only through me and our program. They have specially made these for us to raise funds for the Breast Health Fund at Genesis, which pays for those free mammograms.
Okay, cool. Well, you guys have done such a nice job with that, and there's really not an excuse to. You've got to get this stuff checked out. You've got to get your screenings.
Don't put it off.
Do not put it off. I mean, we all know somebody who did put it off, and then they were diagnosed at a late stage. And I know for younger women it's a concern, but we're all encouraged to do our own self-breast exams. Yes,
watch for changes.
To watch for changes. So there's the screening programs and Gather for the Cure is this Saturday. Where are we doing it? At Scott County Park.
Scott County Park, Whispering Pines Indoor Shelter. So it's going to be chilly, so we're inside.
Sure. Okay. From 9 to noon, and you can drop in anytime.
You can.
You like.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, Diane, I know you've really been sounding the alarm on this for quite a while, and it's part of Lindsay's legacy, isn't it? What you're doing.
It is.
Thanks, Diane.
Thank you.